It's only minutes before 5 o'clock, minutes before opening time on the first day of the Carrollton County Fair out here in Carrollton, Georgia. My first time ever working this fair. It's Friday, May the 6th, 2022. And so, look who's behind me here. Right there. See that? That's another caricature booth. You might recognize them from the Vero Beach Fair, the Firefighters Fair. They're over there. Their prices are slightly higher than mine. I guess we will see how things go. I'm just one artist, so they've got the advantage of being able to move their line along a little faster. But and it's airbrush. Their stuff is airbrush, so they've got that noise of the airbrush that draws people in. So they've got some advantages, but I kind of feel like my artwork is a little bit better. Maybe just a little bit. I'm replacing the Strawberry Festival in Dayton, Tennessee with this one. And I was, hoping that I would come out ahead because I get to work weekdays here. Usually fairs do end up paying more. We'll find out. Let's take a look. Here's how things look right now. Everybody's just ready for the guests to start coming in. And then on this side of the booth, there's the claw. So yeah, that's a big draw. 10 minutes after 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday now, May the 9th, 2022. And I just came out of the Food Depot out here in Mableton, Georgia. I was doing a little grocery shopping and found something I wanted to try on video. That is bubble tea sold in a can. And it actually says on here with tapioca pearls. And it's a brown sugar. I don't know if it's Thai tea, but that would be like I think the most classic form of bubble tea. And normally you have to get these at some kind of deli or somewhere like that. I didn't think the tapioca pearls were made where they could just, last in a can, but somehow they formulated it to do that. Let's see how it tastes. And I probably should have one of the bubble tea straws really to be able to try the pearls, because I'm not getting, all I'm getting right now is the milk, which is pretty good. It does taste like a very typical bubble tea. Give me a second, I'll get down to the bottom and start eating some of the pearls. Okay, there's the first one. No, texture's all off. It's just way too soft. See that? See how it's it's just not, it tastes more like Jell-O than tapioca. Let's just say that. It's way too soft. Texture is not right. Okay, so, yeah, bubble tea in a can. There's a good reason why I've never seen it before, and it's not typically sold this way. Apparently, the tapioca pearls just don't work in a can. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, 11:15 in the morning to be exact, on Saturday, May the 14th, 2022. And I'm working at the Carrollton Fair in Carrollton, Georgia, which doesn't start until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I decided to come out and see what I can find at the West Georgia Flea Market, one I've never been to before. Looks like it's mostly indoors. So today I'm going to be looking for, of course, tools, because I'm going to be doing a lot of working on the new property, and retro video games, of course. Few video games in here.
Yeah, some of our signage here is out.
$1 movies. It'll take me a minute. I'm not sure what this is. It's only going for 15. Oh my word, look at this.
He's a little stimpy here. There's another in with him. He's going for 15. Just stimpy. Wow. Nickelodeon's definitely not going to make any more merchandise for that show. Not after John Kay got himself canceled the way he did. The Simpsons. Oh, some old Simpsons stuff here. They made a figure of Darth Vader with his helmet off and holding a lightsaber while his helmet is off. Or maybe it's a helmet that's removable. That's probably more likely. It's probably just lost. That face. Oh my word.
They all the time telling their kids they just blow in there.
You just blow in them. That always seemed to work. They said not to do it. They said that it was harmful to the pins. But it worked. It always worked. Let's see what you got. Boy, you've got a selection of retro games here. It's all sports games. Quest. $12. And if you were to buy these two, you'd have to have some kind of plate of spaghetti between them. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a smart thing.
It's probably an N64 console in there.
It is.
Hey, not bad. Looks like there's a little bit of outdoor tables here. Finally finding me some tools. It's a tamper. Old-fashioned tamper. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that. It's 11:30 on Sunday now, and I'm back at Atlanta West. This is the church I grew up at. AWPC, Atlanta West United Pentecostal Church in Lithia Springs. Even the bathrooms have gotten fancy. Countdown, 3 minutes till church starts. So this place is going to be packed.
It's up to you to decide. I will not be the kind of person who's fragile and allows the attacks of life, the difficulties, my own failure, cause me to shatter the floor of life and be lost.
Well, just like that, it is Sunday night, the last night of the fair, and everything is done. We're all breaking down, calling it over. Wedgie's crew is over there finishing up their breakdown as well. And yeah, I didn't show a whole lot. I didn't show any of the goings on at this fair because I've done so many fair videos recently. They're all starting to feel a little samey, and I don't want things to get too stale. I stayed at my booth most of the time. There was a petting zoo and even a show with an escape artist and everything here. I would have liked to have walked around and shown that, but I'm trying to stay focused on the business and making as much money as possible while I'm at the fairs that I'm at. As far as the take here, I think it did make a difference having another caricature team out here, especially since it was 4 to 5 people. I think on the weekdays they only had one artist out here because the weekdays were very slow. They were very, like, $150, $200 days. Very slow weekdays. But second weekend ended up paying off, and the total was okay. I can tell that if I keep doing this fair, then it's gonna improve, just like what happened at the Appalachian Fair and the Sebring Fair. You just got to come back 2 or 3 years in a row. It was definitely worth it to be here, but if I build a clientele, it'll start paying off. It all kind of depends on whether or not this crew over here thought it was worth it for them to be here. And if they start coming back every year, that's going to really screw with me, because this is a small county fair, and one artist really, honestly, is enough for a fair like this. So hopefully they learn their lesson, because I know they won't make a whole lot either. And maybe they won't come back, but we'll see. I'm going to stop talking. I got to finish up this breakdown. Yeah, let's do it. Once again, my square of yellow to withered grass, where my tent lived for 10 days. But it is time to call this one over, and we are done. Well, smash cut to back inside the camper on Tuesday, May the 17th now. Yeah, but I think it's about time to go ahead and do the outro and show off all the stuff that I got at the flea market. What do you think, Dashel? He's up there in his hammock. What are you doing? What are you doing there, fella? All right, so I think this video's gone on long enough, and there's a lot here, so let's go over it quickly, starting with the DVDs that I got. And all of these were either $1 or $2 a piece, very cheap. The Superman versus the Elite, because DC might not be real good at making live-action movies, but their cartoons have consistently been pretty good. And that's one I didn't already have. Chevy Chase is Fletch. That's where he plays, I think it's a reporter or a detective. I'm pretty sure he's just a reporter that is... uses a lot of acting and disguises and moxie to uncover stories. Chevy Chase, I think, at his peak. Then I got the Dinosaurs. This was a Jim Henson Studios made TV show. I'm not sure how many seasons it ran for, but I now own seasons 1 and 2 without the jacket, but all 4 discs are there. Oop, I just dropped one. I was going to say they're all in good condition. I have to check that one now. Anyway. And then I got I Dream of Jeannie, first season. Again, I don't own the first season, so I'm going to be interested to see how the pilot episode went. I think I've got season 3 or 4 on that. Then I got a comedy called Cook Off, because I'm willing to take a chance and see if maybe Melissa McCarthy can be funny again, like she was in Bridesmaids. And then I got one of these that came in the hard shell. I think these were early DVDs that came in this hard shell. Like this. This one looks like it was very sun-beaten, kind of old. Early in the life of the DVD. This one's just called Countermeasure. And then I got a kung fu flick called Raging Phoenix. That was more of just a curiosity, as was this one, Sword of War. We'll see how that goes. All right, now the real highlights. What games did I end up getting? I got one for the Dreamcast called Seventh Cross Evolution. It's kind of a open world, like upgrade progression as you figure out whatever you need to obtain next, or what obstacles you need to get through next. So then you've got to upgrade the evolution of your character to be able to overcome those. There's a lot of different trees and stuff that you can upgrade through, and so you kind of have to figure out what you need and how you're going to get it. And then this weird game called The Dog Island, which it looks like a weird knockoff of Nintendogs from the front, but after looking at some gameplay footage, it's actually kind of an open world platformer with a little bit of a story and an expanding world to explore. And people other dogs to talk to, and a little bit of a story to go along with it too. Kind of a dark story, really, which you wouldn't think by looking at the cutesy characters on there. I'm interested to see how that goes. I like weird games. And then we've got one called Cold War for the original Xbox. It's a first-person shooter / with stealth elements, and this one actually came with the manual, which is in black and white. That's not always a good sign. Sometimes they're good, sometimes good, sometimes bad. We'll figure it out. And then we got Lock's Quest for the Xbox One. This was a TH Nordic game that was originally released for the DS. It's kind of a tower defense game with other elements baked into it. I think a little bit of RTS strategy kind of things baked in there, but definitely a very popular game on the DS, enough that it got its own HD treatment. And I got this one for $12 still sealed, so that was a pretty good deal. But I think the best deal of the day would be this here. I got this for $15, and I thought it was just one of those regular, like really cheap ones that you see by the register at like Dollar General and whatnot. But it turns out this is actually a little bit higher end of the emulation, handheld emulation, little portable things here. This one actually has a built-in battery that can charge with a USB-C, and a lot of preloaded games on it. Preloaded games from everything from the GBA to, where are they at? Here we go. Yeah, the Atari 2600, the Game Gear, GBA, regular Game Boy, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. A lot of stuff on here. Really cool. And I don't think that the person selling this knew what she had. I think she thought she had one of the cheap knockoffs. But this one's got some heft to it. It's got a good build to it. And when looking it up on eBay, they actually go for about $65. And so that was a good find. It actually came in with the charger and there's actually a little manual to go with it too. So that was the find of the day. Brand new portable gaming emulator that normally goes for $65, and I found it and bought it for $15. Definitely the find of the day. This is awesome. I love that. So yeah, if I end up like going a few weeks without updating regularly like I normally do, and you're like, what happened to him? Where'd he go? It might be because I'm playing this. And then last of all, the tool that I ended up buying was this. This is a tamper. It's a tamper. It's just basically the handle with this flat piece of really heavy iron for, you know, tamping down foundations. If you're digging a trench to do a cast foundation, or you're like doing an earth bag house, you put your earth bags into a row, then you have to tamp them down nice and solid, put down a layer of barbed wire, something to keep the next layer of bags in place, and then you put your next layer of bags and then tamp again. For people that like to do alternative construction and do-it-yourself building, this is definitely a must-have. I got it for $10. That is going to come in very handy with the new property that I bought last year. And so I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting built. I'm not sure when I'm going to have some time to do it, but I'm going to. I have to. You know, I've got the property now. I need to build on it. I need to get off my parents' property. They've got 21 acres that has my tiny house on it, but the tiny house is movable. I've got to move it to my new own property. I got to get onto my own property. Guys, if you have enjoyed this, make sure to give me the good old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to turn on notifications when you do. I look forward to reading and replying to at least some of your comments. You know, I don't reply to every one of them, but the ones that I do find intriguing, I will reply to. So I look forward to doing that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.